Hello everybody and welcome on today's video. Today I'd like to do some work on this field maple forest, which I like a lot, but well, there are a few things that I would like to change. The position of some trees, where they are included in the forest might change a little, and maybe there are some other things that I would like to add, like some rocks. I have some sandstone rocks here. There are already 2 rocks in the forest, maybe do some landscaping. I'm not a big fan of landscaping, but I think sometimes it might add, especially in a forest. So first of all, let's have a look at what I would call flaws in this forest, and what we should do to improve it. Okay, so first of all, well, the trees are alive in this forest. This is very good. But in a forest, well, you need to have a few central and big trees. So we have this one, this one, this one. These are the 3 most important trees. As you see, they are, well, the space between them is not exactly the same, but might improve that. In a forest, most of the trees, they grow straight. Now, so you see, this is not straight. If I turn this tree like so, I'm gonna look if we have a better view on the camera. Well, then you see that it looks a whole lot more straight. It has a curve, so the only way to take this as a front is that, well, this curve will disappear. Of course, then you see we have a problem here at the top, because all the branches are going that way. There's nothing here, but that's not really a big problem. I can always graft a little branch here, and then, well, we can fix that in 1 year. So that's a possibility. So I think I'm going to get this one out and then reposition it, and maybe put it a little closer to that one, so that this comes a little more in the center of the composition. Another thing I don't like is this tree. It's a little one. I'm going to zoom in on it. So as you see, there's a bad cut here. That's because the top of this tree died. We have some growth here, and we have something that could become a new top here, so I'll have to turn this tree also. The rest looks okay, I think. This is a nice tree here. The top is exactly where it should be. So, well, some of the trees need just repositioning. The same problem goes for this tree right in the middle. You see the cut here, and here we have nice branching, so, well, it would be better to turn it. And then we have on the other side this little guy that I planted last year, which is doing quite okay. I had to wire it because it was all twisted and stuff. So maybe this one should go a little more in the back. And because he's thin, so with the thin trees in the back, it gives some depth. Another thing I do not really like is this tree, because I think it should get a little more straight. I like straight trees in a forest, and maybe turn it a little bit this way. So that's quite a lot of work. So let's start. So the first problem here is that this thing is quite big, and that I will need to put it on this plank here. So I had to revisit my construction. So let's try it. Well, this went rather well. So we have the tree now here and I can start working. Okay, the next operation is loosening this all up a little. Going to try to get some of the moss back, especially the nice, beautiful, shiny green moss here. And get rid of the weeds. There's quite a lot of weeds. So this is going to take a while, but it has to be done. And then we'll see where we are. So this is a rock. I'm going to get the rocks out too. So this is a rather boring operation. I'm going to do this and I'll get back to you when we can proceed with the more interesting stuff. So I rescued some of the moss and the rocks now, and the next thing that I need to do is to I'm going to put that aside. 1 second, please. Okay, so the next thing that I need to do now is to get the trees loose that I want to transplant. And I remember when I planted this forest first, the trees did not have a very flat and good root base, so I buried them a little too much. So I think the best thing to do now is just removing the topsoil until I can see the roots, and maybe try to comb them out without disturbing the whole forest, because every time you do so you are setting the trees back for a year at least. So I'm going to clean this up without moving the trees, and then I will have a better view on what I can and should do. So this is going to take, well, quite a while. Okay, so small update after 20 minutes of pushing the soil through the roots. You see that the roots are quite okay. I think I will have to loosen the whole forest, which, well, I have a little idea how I can do that without completely losing the forest as I have it now. But you see the soil under it comes loose, and then I can get it off, and so I just push the rest of the soil through, and then I get it out. And well, it takes quite a lot of time, but I'm slowly getting there. I already did this part, so here we have everything comes loose, so that's good. But I think I will have to have a look on every tree so that I can work on the roots of every tree. It's not because it's a forest that the roots are not important. A mature forest will look better when the roots are nice. Lots of people, they make forests because they don't know what to do with their trees, and they think, yeah, put them in the forest. And then you see a bunch of trees that should not be together. So no, I don't want to do that. I want really to make a nice forest. It's gonna take time, but every tree in this forest must have a nice root base. So I think I will have to work on these trees. Maybe if you look at the first video of this forest, you will see that before I started the forest, I air layered all these trees, some with success, some with, well, less success. And that was the first attempt to make a good looking root system on every tree. And I have a few spare field maples outside in a pot, which I intend to use and add to this forest. And I also worked on the roots for a year or two. But I think it's going to be a lot easier now, because after 2 years, well, the root system is already a whole lot more flat. So yeah, I'll continue. I have finished 1/3, I think, so it's gonna take me some more time to finish this, but then we will start the positioning of the trees and the more creative part of the job. Well, it's looking quite okay. Now, before I do anything else, I'm going to prepare the tray here, and you see there are tons of little holes, which is of course very good for the drainage. And I'm not going to use any drainage screens here. I'm just going to use some pieces of newspaper, because in a few months these are completely gone. Nothing stays alive under these rocks, and then the tree starts to grow. They form a root mat, and that's what covers the drainage holes. So that's another easy and very cheap way to do this. So I have to add a little more lava and stuff and soil, and then we'll start the planting. So this is what we have. This is where we're going. So it's not just for filming that I'm taking this shot now, because I really want to move tree by tree and then see what I can do some trimming maybe, and well, position the pieces where I want them on the tray here. So one thing that I might do about landscaping is put some elevation here, which should be something like here, I think. So I'm going to try to do that. Sorry, I'm just bumped the camera. So I'm going to take a few rocks. As you see, I already lifted the soil quite high, because I think that for this amount of trees it would be interesting to have some more soil than I had before. And I'm going to try to make some elevation here, which might add some interest in the, and maybe plant a tree in the elevation, but I must not make this thing too big, because I'm going to lose proportions then. So this rock is nice, and maybe this one. I don't want to pass the half space. Maybe I can put 1 or 2 trees in here. So I'm going to take the smallest rock, put that in the back. So if I can put 1 tree here, it would be very nice. I'm not sure if this is going to work. Maybe I'll have to put the rocks on top of the trees, but that I do not know yet. And well, it's gonna be a complete puzzle. Well, first of all, I think I'm going to try to remove this tree from the whole thing. Maybe give it a light root trim. Just snip away some of the long and fine roots. As you see, there's not a lot of interesting root here. So yeah, this could be a front. And then I have 2 small roots here. This one is a nice one. This one is very thin, but it's better than nothing. On the other hand, if I take it this way, it might be interesting, but then I have to push this root a little to that point, and that's not gonna be possible. So no, it is a tree that should come at this spot, but a little better with this branch as a top so that I can mask the ugly stump here. So I'm going to cut away that ugly stump. I realized that this is not very good filming. So wait a minute. Okay, well, I guess you have a better view now. And I'm just going to follow the first plan, so I'm going to take a tree and then put it back in the forest, but just a little better now. And it's going to be a lot easier because, well, the trees, they have a root system that is a little more flat than I had when I started this project. So yeah, again, this is a nice little one. This can be corrected a little. Slight root prune. And these roots, they don't look too bad. So this is a nice root base, but I feel that this tree should come to the other side because the movement is to the other side. So yeah, well, so you see, I'm already starting to change my mind here, which was to be expected, of course. You know what? I'm going to get all the trees off, and then I'm going to clean them up, and we'll start a new forest. That's all. So plan A didn't work out. Luckily, we have plan B, and plan B just consists by just making a new forest. So this is the main tree. It's a big tree, and the roots here are fantastic, which of course is very important for the main tree. Some of these roots can be a little bit better arranged, but you see, if I take it like this, I can make the appearance that the tree is completely straight, and it's even bending forward a little, which is good. So that the only problem with doing that is that I don't have any branching here, but I don't care. I'm going to graft something here once that the tree is well established. So yeah, I'm going to do that. So I'm going to block this here. As you see, the tree is not completely in the center of the tray, and of course it's going to fall over, and all lots of horrible things will happen now, but yeah, that comes with the job. So I think that's good for starters. Maybe even a little more to the side, like so. Maybe I can put some stones on it to keep it a little better in place. Yeah, that's not bad. I still have the little landscape element here, which might become an interesting feature. This is the second tree. This one is really very nice. So one of the best views on this tree is that, I think. So maybe I put that one here, right next to the big one. I'm going to put the stone on both trees. Okay. Maybe just get them a little bit like so. But that is something that I will have to attend to when I fix them with soil. But we have two straight trees, which is something that I like now. Yeah. So this is the third. Sadly, the best root part is here, and I'm afraid that this is going to be the back, because this is a nice front, but it's not too bad here. It's not too bad. So I'm going to put the small one here, and I think that this is almost how it was. Maybe a little bit more in the back than the first tree. See, they're already starting to fall over. So I'm going to block it this way. And this one a little bit in the back of that one. It's just a question of making some perspective. I think that's okay for the first three trees. Yeah. Thing is, I don't want to put them too much in the back because this is not really a deep tray. Someone made that for me. I was very grateful. But it's not the perfect tray, of course. Well, I'm trying to arrange the roots here. So, now the smaller trees, I'm going to take the thickest one. I'm just going to work by size. So this one, if I remember well, it was somewhere here. Now you see these branches, I'll have to cut them back because I will not be able to arrange the whole thing otherwise. It's not bad because you see it is slightly pointing to the outside. Sometimes in forests you see trees hanging like that. This I don't like. But I think it's okay when you see that the tree grows to this side. That's quite natural, that's possible. And another, what's the next one? This one does not have a whole lot of roots, but it's healthy, I think. Well, I'm not sure. No, I think it's dead. It's a dead tree. This tree doesn't have any living tissue on it. Wait a minute. No, this one is dead. So, well, okay. That happens. So this is one that I like. It has nice roots. It's not a small tree. Might just be an interesting one to put here, and maybe I can put it on top of this one so that it pushes the root down. Yeah, when I lose my fingernail, it's going to jump. Yeah, it jumps. Well, I should find another root or another weight. Anyway, it's gonna come somewhere here, so let's just put it here. It's a nice little tree. Okay, I'm gonna block it with this branch, yes. Then we have that one. This one is budding, so it's alive. It has a nice radial root base. I can use it in all directions. It's a small one, so it should come a little more to the back. How about here? Just going to block it with a little soil. That's not too bad. So again, a little smaller. This one is a nice tree. It's healthy. It has these huge long branches here, which of course are not very natural in a forest, so I'll remove them. I have nice roots here. It opens. It's okay. There's a bud here. It goes a little bit to this side, so I guess it would be nice to have it here. So this is starting to look like a forest. This is the next big one. It's full of buds. It's a little high. maybe I can just, because it has roots everywhere, I can just make it a little shorter, like so, and then use it somewhere here. It's getting crowded. Okay, still not fell over. This tree is a little bit hiding the other ones, so I will have to take that in consideration when I fix this in the soil. This is a little bit problematic. It doesn't have a whole lot of roots, but it's healthy. So this might just come here. And I think it's a little yeah. Maybe I can put this one more here, and then that one here. This is gonna be better, yes. That one here, that one here. Yeah, so they're starting to fall over. Once this starts, it's a disaster. You cannot stop it. So, okay, this is a nice one, straight, completely straight. So it has a good root base. So it's small, but nice. Yep, timber. So this was this way. Okay, don't move, guy. Yeah. So you stay here. Well, I'm glad I did not cut back all the little branches, because they're holding each other in position. I don't have a whole lot left. I have this very small one that I have nice roots here, so I'm going to put it there. And then maybe this one I can put it in the hole with the rocks, just to say that I have a tree growing between the rocks. Why not? Could be cool. Okay, so just pressing it in. I know I want that one here. Yeah, well, we'll fix you later. Then we have this one. It's a bit of a problem. It has the roots here. It's not a very attractive tree, but I said that I would put it here. It was the first that I tried. So it's going to be a question of letting that one grow. And then we have an extremely small one here. And even if you don't see it, when you move your eye, it's okay. Now we have, of course, one dead tree. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 trees. Is that possible? I'm going to count them again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Well, 13 is not bad. I have a few spares, but I have to check them before I add them to the forest. And I think this is quite okay. I'll go with that. And I'm going to fix it now. I'm going to put the soil in it, rearrange the roots a little bit. And this is going to be very tricky because, well, they will fall over, of course. And it's going to be a horrible thing to do. But I think the result might be just fine. Okay, so let's start it. So as you can imagine, this is quite a slow process because there are lots of trees and lots of soil to tuck in between the roots. So I tried to lift the rock portion here. I planted the little tree into the rocks. It's almost done. It's in a hole between these rocks now. I mounted the back of the forest a little higher, but I had to block it with moss, and maybe I'm going to try to find a little rock for here and here, and maybe I'll just use some more rocks to lift the higher portion up so that the view from the front is a little more interesting. But I cannot do that today because I need to find some rocks, and well, it's dark outside now. So this will be something that I have to do tomorrow. But of course I need to continue the potting up of these trees, because I cannot leave them without a proper amount of soil on them. This rock is not suitable for the back, it's too big, but it still looks a little messy now. You can only see the tons of soil that I used to cover it up as quickly as possible. Anyways, I'm gonna conclude this video here, and then I'll be back with another one to finish the forests. There's still quite a lot to do. There's some trimming that I should do. I have to put moss on, maybe put rocks on, and so on and so on. So thank you for watching. See you on the next video of this freshly recreated forest.